What is up, YouTube? Coach Dusty here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over an article about what to expect during your first 30 days of no smoking weed. I'm currently on day 10 of no smoking. It's just something I need to do for myself in order to take my life to the next level. Weed has not served me well in any way, shape, or form. I've been smoking on and off since I was like 17 years old. I'm 24 years old now, and I've just gotten to a point in my life where this drug has no place left in my life, and there's something deep inside of me that is pushing me away from this drug, and I'm just trying to familiarize myself with as much good information on the subject as possible in terms of how to stay clean, how to get clean, and just kind of everything that has to do with getting the drug out of your life. So I have a little article that I'm going to show you, kind of go over, and I also have a video, YouTube video that Elliot Hulse just posted not too long ago on quitting weed. So I'm going to analyze that video and kind of hear his thoughts on the whole subject. But before we get into that, I kind of just want to go over this article on what to expect during your first 30 days of no smoking. Like I said, I'm currently on day right around like 10, I think. Um, but yeah, so basically on the first day that you quit, you're gonna obviously have a lot of cravings, lots of cravings. You know what I mean? Like if you're really dependent on the drug, like I was, smoking every single day, vaping, smoking, you know what I mean? I just felt like I always had to rely on that drug to kind of calm me down and kind of take away, kind of suppress my feelings in a sense, right? Like that's what it is in a sense. Like weed, it it's just done nothing good in my life, guys. Like although like in the moment of being high, like it kind of feels good, right? But like having to rely on that drug and just how it just numbs you down, it just made me feel very slow. It makes me feel very just dumb, honestly. Like I just feel like I just have no motivation, no drive. Um, just like I said, it just slows me down. So I knew for a fact that this had to get out of my life, and it's just one day at a time, guys. If you guys are on this process, on this journey, stick to it. If you're already a couple days clean, I'm sure you've already begin to experience the benefits of not smoking, and it's not that hard to quit. Honestly, like 10 days of no smoking, it's not hard, but it definitely takes a lot of consistency, and you have to be really determined to not allow it back into your life. And there's been times in my life where I've quit and then I've started smoking again, and I just don't want that for myself this time. Like I know that I need this out of my life for good. So yeah, let's keep going on. Day two, anxiety and bad, and lots of poor sleep, which is very true. It was definitely tough for me to sleep the first couple nights. Um, but one thing you will realize is like eventually, right around that 4 to 5 day time, you start to actually get your dreams back. So what's called dream debt. So basically, dreams get built up over a long period of time, and then right around that 4 to 5 day time, you start to actually have dreams again. And this article says that you could potentially have a nightmare. Um, that never happened to me. Actually, my dreams were a lot more like sexual, actually. Um, but just having dreams in general are good, and like it makes me feel like I'm on the right track, right? Knowing that I'm starting to actually, you know, handle my feelings. Like it doesn't. It feels like I'm actually owning everything in my life for once. Like it doesn't feel like I'm using weed as like a way to escape, right? So I'm just feeling a lot more like alive. I feel a lot more in tune with who I actually am, my true purpose in life. So all in all, so far it's been really positive. So yeah, day 8 to 9, you start to feel your feelings again. Between days 10 and 11, your memory improves, vocabulary improves. After about 2 weeks, You start to get your mental wellness back, feeling more mentally healthy, which is obviously really good, you know? Feelings like anxiety, paranoia, guilt tend to have decreased significantly, which is really good. Um, I I still will have some anxiety, but I've been doing a lot more meditating, and that has been really, really effective. Like 10 to 20 minutes a day, just really just laying down, listening to a guided meditation from on YouTube, and just allowing myself to actually go inward into my body and allow my mind to just calm down, right? That's you want to learn how to become a lot more present with yourself and how to actually embrace your body instead of like neglecting it, right? You have to allow your mind and body to kind of work together. So that's definitely something I'm noticing and something that's definitely improving in my life over the past, 10 days or so. Week 4, you're going to start to see better relationships. And then, yeah, obviously, you're going to, after day 30 and onward, starting to feel a lot more rested, more creative. And that's being creative, being more creative is definitely very important to myself moving forward into this realm of social media and content creation. I just knew that weed was holding me back from allowing me to actually know who I am and figure out what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and actually deal with the problems that my inner problems that I have and I'm sure you guys have as well. Everyone has something that's going on in their life that you know that they need to work on, and maybe weed was that thing that allowed you to just kind of forget everything. This is the time. It's not going to be easy. Quitting weed is not necessarily easy, and finding these alternatives for how to actually handle your emotions is very important. And meditation for me has been very, very effective, as well as working out. I was working out even before smoking, but honestly, those two hand in hand have been very, very effective. So you really just need to just continue to just work on yourself. You're going to feel more confident and just better overall health. So yeah, that's going to do it for the article. Let's move over to Elliot Hulse's video and kind of just hear his thoughts on the whole thing. And I'll pause the video every now and then just to kind of give my 2 cents on what he's talking about. Elliot Hulse has been a really, really important role model in my life, and he's in terms of fitness and just overall that he's very good at understanding that mind body soul connection, and it really resonates with myself. So I definitely look up to him and value what he says. So when he posted this video today, I was like, I need to make a video on this and kind of just listen to him and kind of hear his thoughts, because this is what I'm going through in my life right now. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
That it would be easier to attack one demon at a time, right? And if you're smoking weed and alcohol, choose one. Choose one that you know, okay, I could live without this first. I could live without this first. And that way you could chop that one head off of that double-headed dragon. And then you can consolidate your energy, you can consolidate your focus, you can consolidate your power. God can consolidate his graces through you to eliminate the other. I think you could have the will to at least remove one. But here's what happens when you start chopping those heads off those dragons. You start to recognize that that dragon had more than one head, had more than two head. It has like four heads, five heads. And then you start because you clear up your vision, you clear up all the cloudiness, you start to see all the other areas that you were addicted. And you start to recognize that it's not even the weed that I was addicted to. It's not even the alcohol I was addicted to. It's my character. It's who I am. And I'm an addicted person. And I'm addicted to women. I'm addicted to porn. I'm addicted to the phone. I'm addicted to food. And so, what begins happening as you start to recognize your old self, a new self is being born in you. Yo, Elliot.
Gym shirts stink. They fit terribly, the fabric is uncomfortable, and the designs are.
The one problem that troubles my mind for a long time is how to get over addictions, right? I'm not too proud to admit I'm addicted to weed and alcohol, and I learned to function with it for about 6 years now. This may be my biggest challenge on my road to becoming a king or the strongest version of
I would
myself for
agree.
that matter. So, what is good inspiration and determination to get rid of these habits? Man, 6 years of living with weed and alcohol on your breath and on your mind builds quite a stronghold. This is the thing with addictions. The longer you've had them, the more they sink their teeth into you, and the harder it's going to be to rip them out. And so you got to be mindful of that, and you got to be mindful of the fact that this stronghold, I love that word stronghold, right? Because it has a strong hold on you. Sometimes the hold is so strong that you're too weak to beat it. And I know that was the case for me. I was smoking weed. It wasn't alcohol for me. It was weed. I was
I
smoking weed.
forgot we did, or
Started at age
Elliot smoked.
35.
Yeah.
Who started smoking weed at age 35? Me. Started smoking weed at age 35, and for until I was, 40.
Yeah.
5 years. 5 years smoking a lot of weed. And I every time I try to quit, I'll go back. And I
Yeah.
thought that I could quit. I thought I could will myself because I got a strong will, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And
Yeah. It's
that's when I
tough.
had to break down, and
What'd you do?
was the first time I actually humbled myself to God. This is
Okay.
how I became a Christian. I don't know
Okay.
if you heard the story, but I became a Christian because I wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't strong enough to free myself from the stronghold, and I had to ask the Lord.
Okay.
And I've heard that if you humble yourself before the Lord, all things are possible. All things are possible through Christ that strengthens me. And I've heard that, and I believed it in my head, but I never practiced it because I was like, I can do it. I can do it. Old prideful E. I can do it. I've got a strong will. I got willpower. I'm a strong man. Well, I couldn't break the stronghold. And so I asked God to take it away from me. And you know what? He took it away from me. He took it away from me. And it wasn't hard. I thought it was going to be hard. And
Okay.
you know why it was hard? Because I was trying to do it by my own effort. But when I let go, and here's what I said to God, I said, I am not going to stop smoking weed. I said, I've tried and I can't. I'm not strong enough. And I even said this, I'm going to smoke tomorrow. I'm going to smoke tomorrow. I'm not going to stop. I'm begging you to take it away from me. And he took it away from me. And I say that to you because the first thing that's required is humility. The first thing that's required, and you're humbling yourself by coming to me. You're saying, I'm not proud to admit, but I'm addicted. That's humility. That's good. That's a good start. You're coming to me.
Start.
Now go to God. Go to God in your conception of God, whatever it is. Higher power, universe, Allah, Jesus Christ. I'm not telling you what to choose. I'm just telling you that it can't be you. You can't be your own God. And most of us, including myself, try to be our own God. And I'm not strong enough to do what God can do. So,
Yeah, that really resonates with myself. Like, I know that this time around, I have to go inward, right? I have to really embrace who I actually am. And when you start to connect with the universe, it starts to kind of point you in the right direction, right? It kind of shows you this doesn't align with who you actually are. Why are you doing this? And the universe will kind of show you different times in your life that what you're doing doesn't align with who you really need to be. And when you could actually take the time to do that inner work, you start to realize what is good for you and what isn't. And that's something that I've done recently, and I'm continuing to have these realizations in my life, and that and this and getting rid of weed in my life has definitely been one of those big realizations that I know the universe doesn't doesn't want me smoking weed. it wants me to live out my true destiny. So I'm glad that I'm on the right path, and this is out of my life. So keep watching.
Ask God to take it away from you and have faith that He will, because He will. God will take it away from you. All things are possible. And so that's the first thing. That's the first thing. The second thing I would offer to you is this, that on a practical note, meaning like what can you do? What can you start to do? On a practical note, it seems that it would be easier to attack one demon at a time, right? If
Yeah,
you're smoking weed and alcohol, choose one. Choose one that you know, okay, I could live without this first. I could live without this first.
thankfully I don't drink
And
alcohol, like
that way you could
moderately,
chop
like,
that one
but
head off of that double-headed dragon. And then you can consolidate your energy, consolidate your focus, you can consolidate your power. God can consolidate his graces through you to eliminate the other. I think you could have the will to at least remove one. But here's what happens when you start chopping those heads off those dragons. You start to recognize that that dragon had more than one head, had more than two head. It has like four heads, five heads. And then you start because you clear up your vision, you clear up all the cloudiness, you start to see all the other areas that you were addicted. And you start to recognize that it's not even the weed that I was addicted to. It's not even the alcohol I was addicted to. It's my character. It's who I am. And I'm an addicted person. And I'm addicted to women. I'm addicted to porn. I'm addicted to the phone. I'm addicted to food. And so, what begins happening as you start to recognize your old self, a new self
mhm,
is being born in you. A new self that doesn't need those things, but you got to give it time. Is
yeah,
another thing that I discovered. I thought that God was just going to transform me overnight and I was going to stop sinning. But it took time because I couldn't see most of the sins because I had been blind so much by weed, pride, other sins. So sins are like layers. They're like layers of sins. And you can't, and once you eliminate one layer, then you start seeing the ones you couldn't even see.
okay,
And then another layer is eliminated. So you're about to go on a journey, bro. You're about to go on a magnificent journey of discovery as well as reconstruction. Your whole life is going to change.
yeah.
Man, my whole life started changing. I was asleep for 5 years smoking weed. And then,
S-
cuz
I'm excited. This is making me excited in a sense.
nature abhors a
Because
vacuum.
now it's like I get to actually recreate my
Ab-
life, and that's so important. It's like I wasn't fully there. I was numbing my life down with a drug, which is very very sad. But now it's like the world is endless. There's so many possibilities for who I can become. So it's definitely very exciting, and I know it's going to be a long journey. And like he says, it's going to be many demons that I'm going to have to deal with over this time.
After weed, it was then other things. I started picking up other things, little stupid habits, like
Yeah,
to fill that hole. And so I started recognizing that it's not even these substances, it's me that God's working on. And it was a process and it took some time. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. I mentioned last week that, we were talking about sex addiction, but like I said, nature abhors a vacuum. And that's why even in the 12-step programs, right? Some people denigrate the 12-step programs, but they do great things for people. One of the first steps in the 12-step program is to acknowledge your sins, repent, right? It's not even a Christian organization. It's not. But they say you have to repent for your sins and you have to ask God for help. If the 12-step program has been around for decades and has tremendous success, says those two things which are biblical and they work for those people in a secular way, it's got to be scientific. In fact, it is scientific. There's a book called The Power of Habits. I read it or listened to it on Audible maybe 10 years ago, a while ago. Power of Habits. And in the Power of Habits, he talks about why scientifically the 12-step program works, right? It's based on principle. So that's it. That's what I offer you on that, man. I know you can do it. You know you can do it. You need some help. And you're not gonna get help from methadone. You're not gonna get help from nicotine patches. You're gonna get help from above, divine support. Divine support. Ask God to help you. And the reason why that helps, part of the reason why it helps is because of humility. And humble yourself and say, Lord, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I want to do it. And you have to have a big enough reason why. Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to quit? Right? Why do you want to quit? You got to ask yourself why. What is this about?
So for me, my why is I'm so curious. I think that yeah, I'm so curious to see what I can become, right? I'm so curious to see what my potential actually is when I have no distractions and I feel like I'm so in line with my purpose and my true calling on this earth that I need to feel that, right? I need to have that journey of becoming the strongest version of myself, right? So the curiosity for me is what is my why, right? It's figuring out who can I become without it.
I was so frustrated with myself. I see you, Robin. Okay, cool. Ask for help from higher consciousness. Have a personal relationship with that higher consciousness and believe that it loves you, and it wants the best for you, right? And what was I going to say? Anyway, so I think you can do it. I think it'll work out for you. Don't give up. That's the other thing too, man. Don't give up. Don't backslide. Have a strong enough why, and you're gonna be all right. Your life, man, it's gonna be amazing. Your life is gonna be so different. Your life is gonna be so new, because right now it's like you're walking around with a wet towel on your head over your eyes. You're walking around like these people who have the masks on
It's
and they can't breathe. Imagine how their life is going to be again when they could take off the mask and they can't breathe. I was reading
exciting,
this one
guys. This is
article about how
exciting.
people are suffering from
I'm
all kinds of
excited for this journey.
respiratory issues. Like people are dying because of the masks, because they're breathing in their own carbon dioxide, they're breathing in their own germs. You walking around with like a mask on, or like I use that word towel over your head because it's kind of like in a fog, like a wet fogginess. And when you take that towel off, you take that mask off, all of a sudden, life turns bright. I One of the things that started to fill the void for me, and it was a bad habit I got into during COVID, was I started drinking wine. And it wasn't even like an everyday thing. Actually, during COVID, it almost became every day. And then I caught it. I was like, okay, just weekends. But even just weekends, and I didn't realize this until I stopped, even just stopping drinking wine on the weekends, right? Because I convinced myself that it's okay. It's just Friday and Saturday. You know, have a couple glasses of wine with my wife. But I decided a few weeks ago, no, I'm done. I'm none. I'm not gonna be dependent on nothing. I'm not taking nothing. My productivity, my sensitivity, my liveliness, my focus, my enthusiasm has gone through the roof, bro. It's
Good.
gone through the
Good for you,
roof.
man.
I'm a different man. I'm a totally
Hell
different
yeah.
man. You might not be able to tell, but I can tell. I know myself. Your life will never be the same. It's totally worth it. You get to be yourself again.
Yeah.
And at first, I know it's hard because you come to know yourself as high and drunk,
Mm.
and you think you can't be any other way. And then I remember I thought I was going to have anxiety and social anxiety, and I would be angry because I'd be like, what am I going to do if I go out with my quote unquote friends? Well, you know what you discover about your quote unquote friends? That if you can't enjoy yourself around them without being drunk or high, then you really didn't want to be around them anyway. So I'm not around anybody. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and guess what? I don't be around anybody because I realize I don't want to be around them. So you get to be yourself and you get to be okay with being yourself. It's amazing. I think you're gonna love it. So go for it, brother. Do it. Keep me posted. Let me know how things unfold for you, dude.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
You
I'm
got
gonna
it.
see it as a new challenge for me, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can do it. Ask for help and go little by little. All right.
Yo, it's your bro Elliot Hulse here, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you ought to know.
All right, guys. So that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys got some value out of it. I hope you are, if you're starting this journey of quitting weed, congratulations. I'm here for you. I'm doing this with you. This is going to be not easy, but it's going to be very, very, very important for your overall happiness and your success moving forward. So, like I said, congratulations. This is going to be a really fun time in your life because you get to actually be who you are and be who you always knew you were supposed to be. So, yeah, let's keep grinding. Let's keep becoming the strongest versions of ourselves, and we're gonna make it. So, if you guys got some value out of it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm gonna be continuing to post a bunch of content about all my passions, everything that's important to me. I'm gonna be bringing to you guys. So, hope you guys enjoyed. This has been your boy, Coach Dusty. I'm out. Peace.